And what section?
I don't know what section. Well, we can look it up. If you've got it, why don't you just show it to us?
Sell it.
Fantastic. Cool. We need. You allowed to use that?
What do you mean?
And you've got to have an operator's licence, haven't you?
Yeah.
Have you got it?
Yeah, of course I have.
You've got an operator's licence. Can you show it?
Operator's ID, it's called.
Huh?
Operator's ID, it's called.
Yeah. You have to show it.
Why?
Because we're going to require it. Is it shown on the drone?
You're going to require it for what?
So if you're flying a drone,
Yeah.
which is not a toy,
Yeah.
or is over 250 grams, and I suggest that's probably not a toy if it's got a video thing on it.
249 gram.
So is that your... Yeah, but if it's over 250 grams,
Which is
not a toy,
Yeah.
and I suggest with all that, that's
Yeah.
probably not a toy.
Yeah.
So it does have to have an operator's licence.
Correct.
So have you got your operator's licence and is it stamped on it?
Do you think that I don't have one?
No, it's got to be stamped on it and you've got to be able to show it to us.
Yeah, if you suspect me of a crime.
No, it's on the civil aviation stuff. So if you've got it and you're flying it,
Yeah.
then you should be able to demonstrate your operator's ID and have it stamped on that.
And if you suspect me of a crime, then I have to show you.
That is the law.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No.
The sergeant immediately demands the drone operator's ID without explaining any legal basis. Instead of pointing to a specific offense, he relies on authority alone, turning a routine conversation into unnecessary pressure. His inability to justify the request exposes a weak understanding of the limits of police powers.
Should we have a look?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Cool. Fantastic. Have you got an operator's licence?
Yeah, of course I have, yeah.
Cool. All right. It's got to be stamped on it. It's got to be shown on
By
it.
you asking for it suggests that you think I've committed an offence.
No, just if you're flying
You
it.
can't just take one point out of the legislation.
No,
and then
if you're flying it.
I'm not flying it.
That is the... No, but you were.
No one.
Or we've had multiple people come in saying you were.
Well, I haven't.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I suspect you were.
You suspect I was?
Yes.
So you
Because I've had
suspect-
multiple people come in and say that you were.
So you suspect
And
I
I
was flying
don't
the
think they
drone?
just made that up.
Well, they did. So you suspect,
did, okay.
So you suspect I was flying the drone and committing an offence?
No, I suspect you were flying the drone.
Yeah, to tell you about it.
You do?
No, don't.
Yes, because I can require to see that.
Under what law?
I just told you, it's there.
What section?
Oh, I can look it up.
Yeah, let's have a look.
But I'm not going to because I'm going to just require this of you. And if you do not,
Yeah.
then I may just have to arrest you under that offence.
Well, if you're going to arrest me, then I'll give you it, but I will speak to my solicitor afterwards.
Fine.
Yeah.
All right. So are you refusing to
No, I'm not
provide
refusing.
that? Okay, fantastic.
Just so you know, I've been through this before.
Yeah, I know.
Last time I got £3,500.
Okay.
Okay, so you still want to go down this route?
So I want to go down the route of proving that you're legally using that drone.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, but you need to show it to us. So you need to show that proof that you are legally using
Under
that
what
drone.
law?
Under that law.
This law?
Yeah.
The sergeant leans on drone legislation but never identifies facts that would create reasonable suspicion. Rather than explaining the law, he falls back on threats of arrest, replacing legal reasoning with intimidation. It quickly becomes clear that confidence is taking the place of evidence.
And what section?
I don't know what section. Well, we can look it up. If you've got it, why don't you just show it to us?
Sell it.
Fantastic. Cool. We need to actually...
We want it to jot it down.
We need to see that it's linked to you and not just someone else's drone and just a code on it. We need to
I have
see.
given you my details.
So we need to see that you've got an operator's ID.
Yeah.
And that it's the same as the one on the drone.
Yeah.
Okay. And we need to know that that operator's ID that you show us
Yeah.
is actually yours and
It doesn't
not
have
just
to be mine. It doesn't have to be mine.
It does. You
No, it
have
does
to
not.
have an operator's ID.
No, I don't.
Yes, you
The
do.
operator of the person who
Operator's the drone.
Yeah, so there's a difference between the operator
Yes.
and the flyer. So there's a flyer ID and there's an operator ID.
No, you're operating it.
No.
Yeah, I think
No,
we're getting
no.
into a semantic argument.
No.
You're
The-
operating it.
the
If you're-
operator
if
is
you're
the person that
controlling
owns it.
it. You're operating it at that point.
The operator is the person that owns it.
No.
Yes.
No. Otherwise, it'd be the owner.
No. Operator is the person that's responsible for the drone, owns the drone, and you have a flyer.
No.
Yes, there's two different things. A flyer ID, operator
Flyer
ID.
ID and operator ID are two separate things.
Exactly.
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
But an operator ID is from the person who's actually operating the drone at
No,
that time.
that's not true.
It's not the same as a flyer ID.
That's not true.
No, it's not. I suggest you read the legislation again, Sergeant.
After the operator ID is shown, the sergeant keeps searching for another reason to challenge it. Instead of accepting the information already provided, he continues raising new objections, making the encounter look more like an attempt to justify his earlier actions than a genuine compliance check.
Just to protect you, Sergeant, if you go onto Google and put drone Ossett police station, you'll see me in the papers.
Yeah.
Right. I was arrested for this exact same thing.
Okay.
Right. And I was released without charge, and they paid me a lot of money for it. So just protect your sergeant a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but we still would need to confirm that operator ID is valid and linked to an actual person who's the operator rather than just some.
But I don't have to tell you who the operator is.
But we would need to confirm that drone.
And how would you confirm that?
Well,
unless I told you who owns the drone.
Well,
because it's just a code.
Yeah. So how would otherwise I would know that you've not just written some random digits on a bit of paper?
That's why, if you suspect me of an offence,
which would be flying the drone without an operator's ID.
Do you suspect that though?
Well, actually, I actually don't, because I think you generally wouldn't be silly enough to do it, and you show me there is a code on it.
Yeah.
But of course, how can I?
But you would also have to have reasonable suspicion. For instance,
the fact that you're not confirming
I'm
that
walking
code
down.
is valid.
I'm walking down the street.
Or allow me to
I'm
see
walking
it
down the street. I could have a weapon in my pocket.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's a whole
you don't know.
thing.
You don't know unless you search me.
Yeah, but
no. Let me finish, sir.
But he did the same example earlier, and I said actually that's a bad example.
It's a very good example.
As the discussion continues, the auditor warns that an unlawful detention could create serious consequences. Instead of reconsidering the situation, the sergeant remains focused on demanding personal details without first establishing a clear legal foundation. The lack of objective evidence becomes impossible to ignore.
The example of someone driving along.
No, because there's legislation. As in 163.
But as an equivalent thing, you're using a piece of machinery which should be registered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
And I just want to check that the registration
and unless you suspect me of an offence, you cannot ask me to land it, and you cannot ask for the operator's ID. Those are the two things you cannot do.
I didn't ask you to land it.
I know you didn't. Yeah. But I'm just saying those are the two things you can't do.
But I should
unless you suspect me of an offence.
Operator ID is valid.
If you suspect me of an offence.
No, because otherwise, how can I check that operator ID is valid? And if you won't show the operator ID is valid, then I potentially suspect this was just a false operator ID.
Yeah. Either I'm wrong and you're right, and you don't know the legislation, then you shouldn't have come out. Or I'm right and you're wrong, and you don't know the legislation, and you shouldn't come out.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
So I think you've deliberately goaded people.
No.
Because we had a lot of complaints. We had multiple people coming to the station.
And not one of you said hello. What's going on? Are you okay?
I came along after you.
Came out
talking to people.
Mate, you came out in force.
No,
you came out in force. Started talking about maybe arresting me.
No, that was later on in the conversation.
It was what? Sorry.
That was later on in the conversation.
Oh, really?
I was saying I couldn't confirm that their ID is correct, which I still can't. But you said that you finished and you're going to move on. So I don't feel I need to sort of.
I didn't say I was finished. I was going to move on.
He did. Sorry.
The officers appear to have reached a conclusion before examining the facts. Rather than starting with simple questions, they rely on demands and assumptions while struggling to identify any rule that has actually been broken. The approach raises more questions than answers.
You have to have reasonable suspicion to suggest that I don't have an operator's ID.
Yes, but the fact that you're refusing to provide the operator's ID
before you ask. Before you ask.
I did ask.
No, before you ask, you have to have reasonable suspicion of an offence. Before you ask. Right. Not after you ask, not during the conversation, not just because I don't want to talk to you. Right. Before you ask, reasonable suspicion before you speak to the person. Unless they're driving a car and you got 163, we can stop anyone for no reason.
It's just an example, yeah. Okay.
And it's any offence though, any offence.
The issue is, and I'll be honest with you, is because we had so many people coming into the station office, you probably had multiple officers getting told about this.
Yeah.
There's offences around the drone stuff, okay?
And what offence do you think it is?
Well, like I said, would be flying a drone without the operator.
But you've already told me that you believe I've got one.
Yeah.
So now you can't go with that now. If I set off now, you couldn't go with that.
I haven't.
Okay, just let you know that I'm airspace clear, following the rules, got the required insurance, and got an operator's ID.
Which is what I was asking.
So there'd be the question: did you reasonably suspect that though?
Yeah, because I was having this conversation.
Was it reasonable to suspect that someone that you've never spoke to before, never met, never inspected the drone, doesn't have an operator's ID? Is that reasonable?
Yes.
No, it's not.
So the reason why I'd say
it's not, though, is it? Go on.
Right. The reason I say it's reasonable, I say the laws have recently changed and updated. Not everybody does keep themselves au fait with the laws.
The sergeant wrongly treats the refusal to provide personal details as a reason to justify further action. However, choosing not to cooperate does not automatically create legal grounds for intervention. As that point becomes clear, his position steadily begins to weaken.
I was wrong on, and it's obviously been clarified by yourself and my colleague there.
Well, brilliant.
And while you were talking, I was quickly having a flick through, and yes, I did confirm that. Well, I'd have to have the person's name who has actually got that operator ID.
Right.
So yeah, person. But then,
and if I didn't know the name?
Well, then, if I suspect an offence, then I'm potentially arresting in order to try and confirm that name. The arrest would be to investigate further to confirm that.
Ah, that's dirty.
And I suspect that most people who use drones actually aren't using them lawfully, sadly, because they're quite easy to
That's sad that you think that. That's really sad that you think that, and I genuinely disagree with you. I really am genuinely offended, and I'm sure there will be many people online that are also offended.
If you're being offended as a drone user, then I think there's elements of offence that you need to kind of reconsider.
I mean, there's a massive community that will definitely disagree with you.
I'm sure there's a massive
and will
community.
be genuinely offended that a police sergeant thinks that the majority of drone flights are unlawful. So the National Police Chief Council have even said the majority of flights are lawful, and we want to facilitate those lawful flights, but counter the unlawful flights. This is not an unlawful flight. I've not even taken off.
Multiple people that said you were flying a drone.
But you'd not seen it. Just because someone said it doesn't mean it's true. You should probably go speak to those people and say, why did you lie to me?
Well, I've got no reason to say they did lie to me. However, we've discussed it with you, so we've bottomed out that.
But I wasn't flying.
Okay.
So multiple people have told you I was flying, is that what you said?
Unfortunately, yeah.
So they've lied to you. You all need to shut up and get back in the station.
The turning point comes when the sergeant checks his phone for the law during the encounter. Instead of demonstrating confidence in the regulations, it suggests uncertainty about the powers being used. By the end, the officers leave without identifying clear evidence of any offense, leaving the entire intervention open to serious scrutiny.